Good evening. My name's Alina Gefeller. I am the General Counsel and Corporate Secretary here at Farm Credit East. So this is the 5th year that we have conducted a Director Candidate Forum as part of our annual meeting. We will be recording today's forum and posting it on our website along with the information on the director elections and our candidates. As you heard, we have 3 director seats up for election in 2021, 1 seat in each of the 3 nominating regions. We have 4 great candidates, and let me introduce them to you. Hopefully you can see them at the top of your screen. Seat 1 from the Eastern region is for a 4-year term, and our candidates are Nicholas Brunette, he is from Auburn, New Hampshire, and Lisa Prager Salu is from South Glastonbury, Connecticut. Seat number 2 is also for a 4-year term from the Central region, and our candidate for this seat is Luang King. Luang resides in Waddington, New York. Seat number 3 is also a 4-year term from the Western region, and the candidate for this seat is John Knope from Canandaigua, New York. We have asked the candidates to prepare responses to a few questions to help you get to know them better. The time to respond will be limited to 1 minute unless I otherwise indicate. I will have to stop responses that go over 1 minute. So the first question for our candidates is please provide your name, a brief background, and then tell our audience what do you believe is most important for Farm Credit East stockholders to know about you. The order of responses for each question will be switched. So the first person to respond from our Eastern region is Nicholas Brunette.
Hi, my name is Nick Brunette. I'm a licensed forester from New Hampshire. The company I manage is Great Woods LLC. I was originally from Northwestern Connecticut. I've always wanted to be involved in timberland and forestry. After I finished graduate school, I was able to work in an institutional timberland investment business in New Hampshire, where we managed large tracts of land throughout the world and throughout the United States. Starting around 97, I started to invest in my own name. My first loan to acquire timberland was with Farm Credit of Maine in 94. In the last 20 years, I've been investing for my own account rather than for other investors as partnerships and whatnot. I've been working with the Bedford branch of Farm Credit East since the year 2000 and have been able to accumulate about 14,000 acres of land, and I hope that continues to grow. I've been participating in the Customer Service Council since the beginning, and I believe I participated in the nominating committee process 3 or 4 times. We have our aim is to own land and to invest in land for the long term, practice good forestry. Other things are coming our way recently, like opportunities to do carbon credits and maple syrup production and wind turbines and other things that I didn't expect. But
thank you.
My experience with Farm Credit has been very positive since the beginning, and I hope I could make a positive contribution to the board.
Our next candidate is Lisa Prager Salu.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Lisa Salu, and as you saw in the video, my family owns Pride's Corner Farms, a wholesale nursery now with 4 growing locations in Connecticut. And we grow over 2,000 varieties of plants that we sell to garden centers, landscapers, and nurseries throughout the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. And 2 of our 3 sons are working with us in the business, so we're very excited to have the next generation involved. I think it is important for Farm Credit East stockholders to know that I can bring my experience from our business to the board. And what I mean by that is in our business, we have over 200 full-time employees. And sometimes individual departments can operate in their own silos with their own agendas. So I have to break down those silos and ensure that we can all work together. And I think that this big picture focus of mine translates well to my oversight role as a Farm Credit East board member.
Our next candidate will be from the Central region, Luang King.
Hi, good evening. I'm Luang King, as you heard. I grew up and now live and work in Northern New York. 3 miles over my shoulder is the Canadian border. So we don't get a lot of traffic up here, but it helps us, I think, in a lot of other ways. I met my husband David while we were both attending Cornell University. We were fortunate enough to raise our 4 daughters on a part-time Holstein, registered Holstein operation that was a hobby that outgrew itself. All the while, both of us full-time employed elsewhere. My work experience includes lots of different things. I think what's valuable is that I've worked for other people. I've started a business myself and work with a lot of family over the years. And what I would want you to know about all of that is just that it allows me to look at a lot of things from many different viewpoints. And I think that that's beneficial.
Thank you. And our final candidate answering for this particular question is John Knope from the Western region.
Good evening, folks. And it's my understanding there's quite a few customer service council members on the call. And just to thank you for all the information you provide to the board over the years. I always get better perspective. I've been celebrating this warm weather, and now I feel guilty because I've got to hope for colder days for the fruit industry. So my name's John Knope. I'm a Farm Credit East customer from the Geneva office in Western New York. I'm a dairy farmer in Canandaigua, where my partner and I keep about a 600 cow dairy herd, and I'm a director from the Western region. I've had a life partner for 38 years in Lorelei, and a business partner and a great young man by the name of Bob DiCarlo, who's been working his way into an ownership position over the last 9 years. Just this past year or so, my daughter's gotten more involved in the business. And, as long as you have those 3, it doesn't get any better than that. My relationship with Farm Credit East spans more than 30 years. It's evolved as our business has evolved. And Farm Credit has just been a wonderful partner as we progress along in our careers. Thank you.
Okay, so our second question for the candidates is, from a governance standpoint, what component of Farm Credit East do you think you are interested in or could make a contribution in? Finance, governance, risk management, business strategy, public policy, or maybe something else? So this time the order of responses will start with our central region and Luang King.
Thank you. So I guess I have to start off with, are you familiar with the saying, be careful what you wish for? 4 years ago at the Director Forum, I said all farmers are risk takers. So therefore risk management would seem to be a natural fit. I do still believe that we're all risk takers. But if you want to fast forward 3 years, I was appointed to be the chair of a new business risk committee. I was probably slightly overwhelmed, but I would like to say that I have worked pretty hard. I think I can say with confidence that learning all the way through, both in the committee setting and in the board setting, at any level, I feel like the board of directors has great discussions, really good interactions with management, and I've learned an awful lot and feel that we have had good, significant input into the processes, and I would like to continue that.
Next, we'll hear from our Western region, John Knope.
I think what I'm most proud of is Farm Credit's effectiveness as a partner to Northeast agriculture. We have a strong brand. Everybody knows what Farm Credit is, but with that reputation comes a lot of responsibility. And not only do we try to capitalize Northeast farm businesses, we try to bring solutions to their financial services issues, consulting, tax preparation, succession planning, crop insurance, really a one-stop shop for everything that the Northeast agriculture industry needs. And it's important to me that we remain the kind of company that says what we're going to do and then delivers on that promise.
Turning now to the Eastern region, we'll start our responses with Lisa Salu.
Thanks, Alina. Well, I'd first like to say that as a board member, I've gotten exposure to all aspects of Farm Credit East. I've served on every committee over the 8 years I've been on the board, and I've chaired one of them. I'm currently on the executive, compensation, and business risk committees. And I do think it's critical that board members gain a working knowledge of all aspects of all areas of the association. But if I have to choose, I think that the area I'm most passionate about is public policy. Being on the board for 2 terms has afforded me the opportunity to learn a great deal about all types of ag businesses that Farm Credit East serves and the challenges that they face. And I've really enjoyed advocating on both the state and national level for Farm Credit East and for all of you, the members. And I hope to be able to continue this important work.
And our final response to this question, Nicholas Brunette.
Okay, from a governance standpoint, I think my strength would be financial, but I'm interested in business strategy. I'm not an incumbent. I have a lot to learn about the workings of the board of Farm Credit East. My experience in larger companies has proven that I've been drawn into different committee positions. I can remember one situation where I was the only member that was on a strategy committee, a land management committee, and an investment committee. So I've been able to wear a lot of hats. One thing I'd like to do at Farm Credit, I'm not sure it would be appropriate, is my experience has been in large scale timberland acquisitions with syndicated loans. And I know Farm Credit likes to participate in loans like that. And I've been on the other side of the table. So if it's possible, I'd like to be involved in that too. So I'd go back to sort of business strategy and finance.
The third question for our candidates is, based on your knowledge and experience, what is your vision for the future of Farm Credit East as it relates to Northeast agriculture, forest products, and commercial fishing? Our order of responses will start this time with the Western region and John Knope.
Well, quite honestly, I could take a guess, but that's all it'd be, is a guess. And I believe the future is going to be determined by 14,000 customers as they pursue with their effort and talent capitalization of their resources. So I think the important thing for Farm Credit is to make sure, and the board is to make sure we're prepared to meet the future. And so I think you need to ask yourself, how are we going to do that? And I think there's 2 or 3 things that are important. I think we need to keep like a beginner's mindset where we're always learning and we're always trying to figure out where our customers need to go, and that's where we need to go. We need to intersect with customers in a way that they want to be contacted, a way that they want to do business. Now, that's going to be different for everybody. Maybe that's 4 o'clock in the morning on your smartphone. Maybe that's a traditional office setting with a branch manager and a loan officer. Or maybe it's around the kitchen table with several generations on some type of a continuing engagement with a consultant. So those are all things that we are going to have to deliver to be a player in the future. I think it's important to grow with our customers. We have to have a battleship balance sheet that's as strong and large as our largest customers. And at the same time, we've got to be nimble enough and agile that we can serve even the smallest of startups in a way that provides value.
Our next candidate from the Eastern region, Nicholas Brunette.
The vision for the future of Farm Credit East. Of course, I think Farm Credit needs to continue to do what it has been doing, and that's been supporting the local businesses and local communities, and that will continue, I'm sure. What's opened my eyes in the last decade has been our expansion into global markets. I think we're more than just a regional. We need to think more than just regionally, and we need to think of our competition and opportunities both nationally and globally. And that's where, if there's a role for me to work on that in the board, I'd be happy to do it. So essentially, I think we should think about maintaining a little bit more of a global perspective. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next candidate will be Lisa Salu.
So my vision of the future of Farm Credit East is one where the association continues to play a vital role in supporting the financial needs of all of you, the members, so that your businesses can grow and flourish. Now, in order to do this, Farm Credit East must continue to have the financial capacity to invest in the future. It must continue to have the excellent leadership that can adapt to changing conditions as they had to do this past year. And it must continue to have the flexibility to support customers during challenging times. Now, none of this is easy, but I strongly believe that the association is in a great position to do this. And as a board member, I can promise you that I would work hard to make sure that this continues.
Thank you. And our final response to this question goes to the Central Region and Luang King.
Okay, thank you. I think in general, I can agree with everybody. We all know that immediate access to capital and it will continue to be a priority for the whole industry, all of us, the membership, et cetera. I do also see more and more, I guess I feel, an increasing need for the membership to have a reliable, unbiased source of information. Nowadays, where you have all of these, all kinds of information available to you, I think people have relied on Farm Credit. I think the Knowledge Exchange is a good example of coordinating different webinars and resources, et cetera, that although we may have these in our some of this information in different industries, I think the unbiased resource that's out there is very important. And while it may come in different forms, instead of saying, hey Google or hey Alexa, maybe it's going to be Farm Credit Expert. Tell me what you know about the new overtime rules in Maine. I don't know, something along those lines. Thank you.
Thank you. So finally, we are going to allow our candidates to provide any closing comments. Responses to this question will be limited to 45 seconds. The order of responses will start off in the Eastern Region with Lisa Salu.
Thanks, Elena. So serving on the Farm Credit East board for the past 8 years has been a terrific journey for me. It has been an honor to work on behalf of all of you, the members, as I support this association that has helped my family business so immensely. And I have to add that particularly during this strange pandemic year, it has been amazing to witness the entire Farm Credit East team do everything in their power to help customers. So in closing, I guess I believe that the experience I have gained thus far on the board will serve me well should I be fortunate enough to be elected to a third term. But first and foremost, I'd encourage all of you to vote. It's critical to the strength of our cooperative, so please vote, and thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Next from the Eastern Region, we'll hear from Nicholas Brunette.
Okay, just tonight at the Customer Service Council, I mentioned that I thought it was kind of a shame that I was the only non-incumbent running this time, and I believe that. I think it's an important job, and I just should encourage, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I encourage anybody in the future to give it a shot. I think the process so far has been exciting and interesting, and I don't regret it for one bit. I'm new to this process. I believe I could put in the energy and have the experience and the perspective to be an effective board member, and I would encourage you to consider voting for me, and I thank you to the rest of the candidates as well for giving me this chance.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from the Central Region and Luang King.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to the whole to everyone for giving me the opportunity that I've had for the 4 years to learn and grow. I do look forward to implementation of some of the different things that we've seen, ideas, technology, all those kinds of things. But I would reiterate what everyone else has said, and that is just encourage everybody to vote, be involved, consider serving on any role. I think all of us probably started at Customer Service Council, and in our Customer Service Council meeting tonight, really nice night outside, wasn't really well attended, and it's a little discouraging, and I don't know how, but I want to continue to work on that.
Thank you. And our final candidate for this evening in the forum is John Knope.
I'm not really much of a joiner, or I haven't been in my past years. I work on my farm and I do my farm credit director job. And it's because our family's found a lot of value in this co-op for for 3 generations. Staff, too numerous to count, have been a pleasure to work with. It's been a tremendous honor to serve on the board. I want to thank people for that. And you know, nothing could top this experience. Nick is exactly right. Everybody should be thinking about this. And I want to thank you for your continued support of Farm Credit. Vote in the election. A cooperative is only as good as the member involvement. Thanks.
Well, thank you to all of our candidates, and I'm going to take this as an opportunity to also thank our Customer Service Council members, our nominating committee members, and anybody who has put their name in as a candidate for either this election or elections in the past, or possibly elections in the future. We wouldn't be a cooperative without your support.